In the heart of a brightly lit New York studio, the audience was already buzzing with anticipation. Reese Witherspoon, the Oscar-winning actress turned media powerhouse, sat comfortably beside international best-selling author Harlan Coben. Across from them, Kelly Clarkson, the Grammy-winning singer and beloved daytime host, leaned forward with that signature warm smile. What started as a light-hearted conversation about dreams, family, and storytelling quickly evolved into something far more memorable. A spontaneous game of book trivia that delivered one of the most genuine, laugh-out-loud moments in recent live television history. This wasn't a scripted skit or a carefully edited highlight reel. It unfolded in real time on the Kelly Clarkson Show, captured by cameras with no cuts, no do-overs, just two accomplished women navigating the unexpected in front of millions. In an industry where celebrity appearances are often polished to perfection, this exchange stood out for its authenticity, its humor, and the way it humanized two figures we thought we already knew so well. It reminded viewers why live television still matters, the unpredictable spark that can turn a standard interview into a cultural touchstone. If you love diving deep into these unfiltered moments from the world of entertainment, where stars reveal their true selves under the studio lights, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to Prime Talk right now. Hit the like button if you enjoy investigative storytelling about celebrity culture, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever blanked on something you know by heart? Share it. We read every comment. Today, we're taking a close look at Reese Witherspoon's October 16, 2025 appearance on the Kelly Clarkson Show alongside Harlan Coben. This wasn't just another promo stop. It became a window into Reese's remarkable journey, Kelly's relatable charm, and the joy of watching two powerhouses connect over something as simple and as revealing as books. But to understand why this particular segment resonated so deeply, we have to go back and set the stage. What brought these women together on that fall afternoon? And how did a friendly competition turn into television gold? Stick with us, because the full story is even more compelling than the viral clips suggest. Reese Witherspoon has built one of the most influential careers in modern Hollywood, not just as an actress but as a producer, entrepreneur, and champion of women's stories. Born Laura Jean Reese Witherspoon in 1976 in New Orleans and raised in Nashville, she entered the industry as a child, appearing in local commercials and small roles before breaking through with films like The Man in the Moon in 1991. By the early 2000s, she had become a household name thanks to Legally Blonde in 2001, where her portrayal of Elle Woods turned a seemingly fluffy comedy into a cultural phenomenon that celebrated intelligence, resilience, and pink power suits. The film grossed over $141 million worldwide and spawned a franchise. But more importantly, it established Reese as a star who could carry a project with both charm and substance. Her Oscar-winning turn as June Carter Cash in Walk the Line in 2005 cemented her status as a dramatic powerhouse. The role required her to master country music vocals, perform live on screen, and portray the complicated love story of Johnny and June with raw honesty. She won the Academy Award for Best Actress in 2006, delivering one of the most gracious acceptance speeches in recent memory. Yet Reese never rested on that achievement. She founded Hello Sunshine in 2016, a production company dedicated to telling authentic female narratives. The company produced hits like Big Little Lies, The Morning Show, and Little Fires Everywhere, earning multiple Emmys and Golden Globes along the way. In 2021, Hello Sunshine was sold to Blackstone in a deal valued at nearly $900 million, with Reese retaining a significant ownership stake. At the same time, she launched Reese's Book Club, which has turned dozens of titles into bestsellers and created a vibrant community of readers worldwide. This brings us to 2025 and the collaboration that landed her on Kelly Clarkson's stage that October day. Reese teamed up with Harlan Coben, the master of twist-filled thrillers known for Myron Bolitar and the Netflix adaptations of his work, for their first co-authored novel, Gone Before Goodbye. The book follows a private surgeon drawn into a deadly conspiracy, blending Harlan's signature suspense with Reese's keen eye for character and emotional depth. Promoting the release on a major platform like the Kelly Clarkson Show made perfect sense. Kelly's audience loves books, strong women, and honest conversations, exactly the ingredients Reese has spent her career perfecting. Kelly Clarkson herself needs little introduction. After winning the first season of American Idol in 2002, she built a career defined by vocal power and emotional honesty. Her talk show, which premiered in 2019, quickly became a destination for celebrities seeking a space that felt more like a living room than a red carpet. Kelly's style, warm, direct, occasionally self-deprecating, creates an environment where guests lower their guard. She has won multiple daytime Emmys for her hosting, and the show consistently delivers moments that feel spontaneous because they often are. By 2025, entering its 7th season, the Kelly Clarkson Show had become known for segments that mix music, games, and genuine connection. Reese and Kelly had crossed paths before in the industry, with public records showing early interviews and mutual admiration that dated back years. Their chemistry on camera that day was immediate. The episode began with Reese sharing stories from her life that few casual fans had heard in such detail. She opened up about her childhood dream of becoming a country music singer, inspired by icons like Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, and Shania Twain. At age 13, after 2 years of dedicated training, she attended a performing arts camp expecting to pursue singing and dancing alongside acting. Instead, counselors gently redirected her. They told her to cool it on the singing and placed her in the back row for every dance number. The feedback could have crushed a young girl's spirit, but Reese found the silver lining. They recognized her acting talent and encouraged her to focus there. "Well, at least they said I was good at something," she recalled with a laugh. "If they had said I was bad at everything, I'd have been so depressed." Kelly listened intently, nodding with empathy and adding her own supportive commentary. The conversation flowed naturally into Reese's experience playing June Carter Cash in Walk the Line. She described how the role allowed her to live out that long-ago dream of performing country music on the biggest stage. The film's soundtrack won a Grammy, but Reese herself did not receive one as a performer. Kelly jumped in immediately, expressing genuine surprise and a touch of indignation on her behalf. "That's crap," she said, her eyes widening. "I thought you had won a Grammy for that, for sure." From there, the talk turned to bigger ambitions. Reese revealed that her youngest son, Tennessee, then 13, had become deeply invested in her career milestones. Unlike her older children, he was laser-focused on one particular goal. "My youngest kid is super invested in my career," Reese explained. "Mom, can you get an EGOT?" she recalled him asking. She responded honestly, "Well, I'm gonna have to work a lot harder." His reply, "Well then, get going." He was especially fixated on the Tony Award. "He wants me to win a Tony so bad," Reese said, smiling. And I'm like, "Do you know what a Tony is?" He was like, "No." Kelly's reaction was pure enthusiasm. She leaned forward, eyes sparkling, and immediately began brainstorming. "You could be an EGOT by now," she declared, then suggested Reese could write a play herself, something dark and powerful that would scare audiences in the best way. The studio audience chuckled and applauded, sensing the genuine affection between the two women. Harlan Coben sat nearby, watching with quiet amusement, ready to transition into the promotional segment for their new book. What no one could have predicted was how a simple game would take center stage and deliver the moment that would define the entire episode. As the conversation wound down from personal revelations, Harlan introduced the segment called Poetic Plots, a custom trivia game he had created just for the show. The rules were straightforward and clever. He would read a rhyming clue describing the plot of a famous novel, and Kelly and Reese would buzz in to guess the title. First to 3 points wins, with digital audiobook copies of Gone Before Goodbye going to lucky audience members. The energy shifted instantly. Both women sat up straighter, eyes focused, smiles wide with competitive spirit. The audience leaned in, sensing fun was about to unfold. This was live television at its best. No scripts, no safety net, just two sharp, well-read women ready to test their literary knowledge in front of the world. Harlan delivered the first clue with theatrical flair. A scholarly invite arrives via post, was sent to a boy. Kelly buzzed in almost immediately. "Harry Potter," she called out, and Harlan confirmed it correct. 1 point for Kelly. The audience cheered. Reese nodded appreciatively, clearly enjoying the challenge. The second clue followed. A small southern town. The story was set, mysterious neighbor from Scout. Reese was quick on the buzzer this time, but Kelly edged her out. Both recognized it as To Kill a Mockingbird, and Harlan awarded the point to Kelly after her slight edge on timing. The score stood at 2-0, but Reese remained calm, her competitive focus evident. Harlan's third clue landed. A lonely young girl whose family ignores the gifts she possesses. Kelly buzzed in again. "Matilda," she exclaimed, naming Roald Dahl's beloved story of the telekinetic child. It was her favorite childhood book, she added with a grin. Score now 2-1. The game was heating up. Harlan kept the momentum with the next rhyming puzzle. A dystopian state, the outlook is bleak. Kelly buzzed first once more. The Hunger Games. Correct again. The studio erupted. The score was tied at 2-2. Harlan smiled mischievously. We have ourselves a tiebreaker, folks. The tension in the air was palpable, even through the screen. Harlan read the final clue slowly, savoring each word. In South Carolina, he worked at a mill, fell deeply in love with a woman, but still, her family forbade it cause he was so poor. Kelly's hand shot to her buzzer. She started speaking rapidly, her face lighting up with recognition. Oh, it's Noah. The guy from the movie. Ryan Gosling plays him, and Rachel McAdams is the girl, and it's set in the South, and there's that famous rain scene, and the house, and James Garner plays the older version. She paused, eyes wide, searching for the title. The seconds stretched. Kelly laughed at herself, still listing details. Oh my God, I can't remember the title. I just listed, like, every freaking actor in it. The audience roared with laughter. Harlan and Reese exchanged amused glances, the energy electric. Reese, poised and quick, pressed her buzzer. With perfect composure, she answered, The Notebook. Harlan confirmed it immediately. The studio exploded in cheers and applause. Kelly threw her hands up in mock defeat, laughing harder than anyone. Oh my God, she repeated, shaking her head in disbelief. I just listed every actor, the director Nick Cassavetes, the whole plot. I knew it was Nicholas Sparks. Reese smiled graciously, congratulating her opponent while accepting the win. Harlan awarded the prizes to the audience, but the real prize was the moment itself, the unfiltered joy, the self-deprecating humor, the way two accomplished women could compete fiercely yet celebrate each other without a hint of ego. That single exchange, the way Kelly's mind went blank on a book she clearly knew inside and out, captured something profound about live television. In that instant, the polished images of celebrity dissolved, replaced by something far more relatable and human. The studio lights seemed to brighten as the laughter continued. Kelly Clarkson leaned back in her chair, still giggling, her face flushed with the kind of genuine embarrassment that only comes when you're having too much fun to care. I'm a loser, but y'all are still a winner, she told the audience, pointing to the winners who would receive the audiobooks. The crowd responded with affectionate cheers, the kind reserved for hosts who never pretend to be perfect. Reese Witherspoon, ever the gracious competitor, reached over and gave Kelly a quick, warm pat on the arm, her expression one of shared delight rather than triumph. Harlan Coben, the architect of the game, sat back with a satisfied smile, clearly pleased that his Poetic Plots had delivered exactly the kind of spontaneous magic he had hoped for. This wasn't a rehearsed bit. Every reaction, every pause, every burst of laughter happened in real time, broadcast live across the country with no opportunity for edits or retakes. In an era when most celebrity content is carefully curated on social media, filtered photos, scripted reels, PR-approved statements, this moment cut through like a breath of fresh air. Kelly's visible frustration with her own memory lapse, followed immediately by her ability to laugh at herself, humanized her in a way that millions connected with instantly. Reese's calm, quick-witted response showcased the same poise that has defined her career, but without any sense of superiority. Together, they modeled what friendly competition between powerful women can look like, supportive, fun, and utterly real. The immediate aftermath in the studio was electric. Audience members were on their feet, phones out, already sharing snippets in the moment. Kelly kept the energy high, transitioning smoothly back to the book promotion, but the tone had shifted. The conversation that followed felt even warmer, more intimate, as if the game had broken down any remaining formality. They spoke more about the themes in Gone Before Goodbye, the thriller's exploration of trust, conspiracy, and personal reinvention, and how Reese's perspective as a storyteller had shaped the narrative alongside Harlan's plotting expertise. Kelly asked thoughtful questions, drawing out details about the collaboration process, and Reese opened up further about why partnering on a novel felt like a natural extension of her work with Reese's book club. Social media lit up within minutes of the segment airing. Clips of Kelly's The Notebook meltdown began circulating on X, TikTok, and Instagram, racking up hundreds of thousands of views in the first hour alone. Comments poured in from viewers who related deeply. This is why I love Kelly. She's just like us. And Reese coming in clutch with the answer while Kelly lists the entire cast as peak friendship goals. Entertainment outlets picked up the story the same day, with headlines like Kelly Clarkson hilariously forgets the Notebook title on live TV and Reese Witherspoon saves the day in epic book trivia showdown. The moment wasn't about scandal or confrontation. It was about joy, vulnerability, and the simple pleasure of watching talented people be human. In the days and weeks that followed, the impact extended far beyond the viral clip. The episode became one of the most talked about of the 7th season, boosting visibility for Gone Before Goodbye and sending it climbing bestseller lists. More importantly, it reinforced the public perception of both women as approachable, authentic figures in an industry often criticized for being out of touch. Kelly's willingness to embrace the funny side of her memory lapse only strengthened her reputation as the everywoman host who connects with audiences on a personal level. Reese's graceful handling of the win highlighted her evolution from actress to cultural tastemaker, someone who values intellect, community, and laughter as much as box office success. Long-term, this seemingly small moment carried larger cultural significance. In 2026, as audiences continue to crave genuine connection amid increasingly filtered digital landscapes, live television moments like this serve as vital reminders of shared humanity. They cut through cynicism and remind us that even the most accomplished among us experience ordinary brain farts, recover with humor, and lift each other up. For Reese, it added another layer to her already multifaceted public image. Not just the Oscar winner or the business mogul, but the woman who can win a trivia round and still make her competitor feel celebrated. For Kelly, it exemplified why her show has endured, because it creates space for these unscripted gems that feel less like entertainment and more like spending time with friends. The episode also highlighted the enduring power of books and storytelling in bringing people together. Harlan Coben's clever game format turned literary knowledge into interactive fun, while Reese's involvement bridged the worlds of Hollywood and literature in a way that felt organic rather than promotional. In an age when attention spans are short and content is bite-sized, this extended segment proved that depth and playfulness can coexist beautifully on screen. Viewers didn't just watch two celebrities. They watched two women who love stories, whether on the page, on film, or in real life, engage with that love in the most entertaining way possible. Years from now, when historians or fans look back at the defining light-hearted moments of mid-2020s television, this trivia exchange will likely rank high. It wasn't engineered for virality, yet it achieved exactly that because it was real. It captured the essence of what makes the Kelly Clarkson Show special: a host who leads with vulnerability, guests who meet her there, and an audience that feels like part of the family. Reese Witherspoon walked away from that appearance having shared deeply personal dreams, competitive spirit, and maternal pride. Kelly Clarkson walked away having given her viewers another reason to tune in every day. And together, they gifted the world a moment of pure, unscripted delight that continues to bring smiles long after the studio lights dimmed. If this deep dive into one of the most delightful live TV moments of 2025 resonated with you, do us a favor here at Prime Talk. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss our investigative explorations of celebrity culture, live television magic, and the stories behind the headlines. Give this video a thumbs up if you found yourself laughing along with Kelly and Reese. Comment below with your own book trivia fails or favorite Kelly Clarkson Show segments, and share this with a friend who needs a dose of feel-good entertainment. We're building a community that celebrates the real, the raw, and the wonderfully human side of the stars we admire. Thank you for watching, for listening, and for being part of Prime Talk. Until next time, keep seeking out those moments that remind us why storytelling, in all its forms, still matters most.